Hey guys, Eddie Sanhill, and who am I here with today? And what did you do today?
I got top 16 with Hirudegarn.
Alright, let's get into the deck profile.
Obviously, it's the Hirudegarn leader. Pitch one battle card, draw two, awaken, untap.
The big boy Hirudegarn,
and then the auto, your opponent will put one card back if you have 4 more energy.
Okay.
And this is how the deck works.
I love this. This card is a good card. It's hilarious.
So with this card, you EX evolve for 4 on top of any Hirudegarn with 7 or more energy cost, so you can repeatedly evolve onto him. And then whenever this card is attacked, any card in your hand can become a negate, and he'll warp himself. And then at the beginning of your next main phase, after you charge and untap and all that, he'll come back into play, which will trigger his auto, which says choose 1 card from the battlefield and 1 card from your opponent's hand, and you put him on top of your opponent's deck in any order.
That's crazy.
And one good thing about he comes back after you untap and charge. So if you play him and they have like a Champa, you can actually use some counterplays against other cards that would stop him from attacking.
That's good.
And that's the card that lets you play the 9-drop consistently. So that's it's a 7-drop, but if you have a Tapion and a Minosha in your drop area, this comes out for free. There's only one negative about the card, and that it's a 10k on your turn.
Oh, it's done. Okay.
But he's a 20k blocker, comes out for free, as long as you don't have another one of these Phantom Demon cards, which is just any other Hirudegarn. And these are the 2 cards that allow you to play this. You have the Minosha, which if you have them in your hand turn 1, it's like a super pot of greed. You plus 2. And then so you can get the legs off of him. And then the Tapion is the deck's only battle card awakening, which lets you put another card back on top of their deck when you take life. So Minosha gets the legs, which this auto is almost never used, but when you attack with it, you can mill up to 3 from yourself, which is good if the deck bricks, which it doesn't very often, but when it does, it kind of is very unfortunate. This activate main, he has to be in the battle area. You pay 3, you send this card from your drop area to your warp, and he goes to the drop area and it lets you summon this, which is basically a weaker version of the 9-drop. He has the negate effect and he has barrier. He's a 20k, but whenever you negate and he comes back into play, he doesn't take cards from them. But this is the only way you can get out a second 9-drop, because with this card.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. And so, obviously we have to get to turn 4, so there has to be a way to survive. So we're playing 3 of these Gohans, which are, it's 2 costs to give multicolor energy, and you untap 1 and you get to bounce a 4-drop. This helps alleviate some of the pressure from the more aggro decks, and just anything that would be considered a threat. And then this is one of the cards that help us finish the game. It's the Phantom Flame Cannon. Trigger card is a Hirudegarn, which works on both sides. You get +10, and then you choose 1 card from your opponent's hand at random, so you could completely mess up their play they're going for.
Definitely.
And you put it back on top of their deck. So that means if you have this card out in field, they -2, then they -1, and then however many Phantom Flame Cannons you have.
That's insane.
It is insane. Now, obviously, we're playing blue, so there are 4 negates. And since Hirudegarn is favorite, I guess, he gets his own super combo.
Oh, yeah.
Which is where you get to pitch 1 and draw 2 if you're at 4 or less. Which, even though this is a 0+0, it can still be used with a rival if you don't want to pitch cards. And then you can use it to pitch the Minosha and fetch more legs.
Yeah.
And this is a 1-of.
Ofuwa?
I got a many Janemba player attacking with their tricolor decks, because they have usually only the Agent of Destruction. So they swing with it, and then I do that, and then I don't get to mill for 3 turns. This is another way to alleviate the pressure. So the Gohan's for the smaller cards, and the Champas for bigger cards like Kaioken or Gogeta. You rest, and then you draw 1, which is good. It keeps your hand up. Then we have multicolor cards. This is just some standard multicolor card. This card also helps alleviate pressure. You can tap a card and block. You can also stack their deck and then mill it.
Oh,
this
yeah,
card.
that's it.
This card is the best card in the game.
Anywhere's good, yeah.
It's a 2 cost, it's 3 costs total, but then you get to untap 1 and draw 1, and you just negate in rest mode. Which that card is very, very good. And then because this card is single strike, you need to have a way to finish your games. So you have double strike, you can just slap it on anything.
Yeah, so you just give it to this bad boy usually, I'm guessing.
And then after you minus their hand down, there's another finisher. You have that foo. So you pay for it, and then you say, let's say you have like this card, and like maybe one of these, a Champa, and however many other like counter 3-drops and stuff. That card means you get all these swings, and every time they want to try to stop them,
that's a pitch a card.
They're gonna have to warp a card.
Oh yeah, warp. That's insane.
And this is the entirety of the main board. I would say the deck's really good, unless you don't see these early on enough. But you usually do because of the draw power of just pressing 2. And then for the sideboard,
we can put the main board stuff away, and you get to the sideboard. That main board is solid, man.
For my sideboard, we have 2 unexpected turns because aggro would be a large problem. We have 1 all too easy, which is gonna be cut because it saw little to no use. And we have 2 you're wide open. Because of the new tricolor Janemba deck, the one that they're mainly playing is the Agent of Destruction, and that one doesn't have deflect.
Yeah, that's true.
So this will send it back to its hand instead. So they pay 4, and they don't get to untap 1 or draw 1 off of his effect, because he never hits the field. Then we have 2 Gowasus, which can help with the Janemba matchup, because you're favored, but this just kind of cements your win, because I went up against 4 different Janemba decks, and I only lost to 1.
Yeah.
And we have 3 Taos, because I don't like playing against hand destruction. We have 1 more Champa, in case they're more focused on big cards instead of the little cards for the Gohan. We have 1 more of these, which is good against chain attack, or any other big cards. I had 2 of these, because I was scared of just if someone played Green Broly, because he can KO through barrier, it's one of the only cards that really get around. And then we have 1 of these, which lets you allow to see a 9. You can use the legs to get the 7-drop to get out your second 9-drop more consistently, which would be for slower matchups.
Any shout outs you want to give before we go? All right, man. One more time, who are you?
I'm Brandon.
And what did you do this weekend?
I top 16 with hand control Hirudegarn.
All right, man. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.